Hey crafty fam, welcome back to DIY Alex. It is Friday and you know what that means, another either video or live tutorial. And so tonight we are going live to talk about glitter ornaments because it's the season, y'all. I can't believe it's already here and we're already almost to Christmas time, but I know so many of you guys are making these already. Maybe this is your first Christmas season with a Cricut and you want to learn how to make these, and that is what we are going to do this evening. So I'm super excited to do this with you guys and show you, because this is one of making glitter ornaments is one of the rights of a Cricut owner. Everybody does this, everybody makes these, and they're so much fun, especially if it's your first time. You may have been doing this a few years and you may be like, nope, never touching another glitter ornament, but you have to try it. And so if you're brand new, I would highly encourage you to do that. So I'm super excited. Hi, Sarah. Yes, she's excited about glitter. Me too, girl, me too. So give me just a hot second. I'm gonna share our live around some Facebook groups and stuff, and then we are gonna get started, and I'm excited. So if you guys are jumping on, let me know where you are joining me from. Hi, from Jonesboro, Arkansas. Hi, Yolanda, great to see you. Thanks for joining me. I have my handy dandy laptop here. Whoops, there we go. We are going to make sure all of our friends know that we are live. I see 14 friends joining us, so that's exciting. Hope you guys have had a wonderful week. As always, I'm so excited it's Friday. Oh, good, Trisha, I'm so glad that you've been dying to try these. Hi, Heidi from Salem, Massachusetts. How cool. That's awesome. I'll be really quick about it, guys, because I am prepared today. And also, my screen is a little, blurry. So there, much more clear. Are you guys staying warm this week? Did you get snow? We got our first snow this week, which I love. I know I'm weird, okay? Don't laugh at me. Most people cringe when I say that I love snow, but I'm from Ohio, okay? Snow is what I'm built for. That's what we do there. Just try to stay warm. But of course it gets hot in the summer just like it does here too. Hi, Valerie from Philadelphia. Thanks for joining me. Oh, you just got flurries there, Heidi. That's good. We got I don't know, an inch maybe. Other people from Louisville, would you say we got an inch? You got your snow and ready for summer already, Trisha. I get that. I get that. I like snow in the beginning. Let me put it like that. I do eventually get tired of it. Yes, this is live. So right now we are getting ready to make glitter ornaments. Hi, Susan from Florida. Thanks for joining me. What's going on, you guys? You're not ready for winter, Heidi. I like winter, especially after a long hot summer. I'm good with that. But what I am not prepared for pretty much ever is the Christmas season. Every single year, the Christmas season sneaks up on me, and I know it's the same time every year. I should be more prepared. And usually I'm pretty much the organized, prepared type, but well, as you can see behind me, my decor is still fall. It always sneaks up on me every year, I swear. All right, people. We are shared in all the appropriate places, and it is time to get started. So let's do this thing. All right. So I've got my laptop set up so that I can see you guys, because eventually I'm going to put you up top and I'm not going to be able to see you anymore. So one of my genius followers suggested that I have my laptop ready to go that's muted so that I can see your comments from above my head, even when the camera's up there. So super excited to try that. So anyways, let's talk about glitter ornaments and what you need for glitter ornaments. And I'm going to start with the most controversial piece first, and that is what to put in your Christmas ornaments to make the glitter stick. And I will be honest, you guys, polyacrylic is the best out there. I know that there are other things like Hairspray or Mop and Glow. And I would say Mop and Glow for me is the second best choice. So if you don't have polyacrylic, like floor wax, like Mop and Glow is a good choice. And there are tons of different ways to apply the glitter, but polyacrylic is the best out there. It's gonna last the longest and give you the best stick. So I'll show you a hack for that in just a second, but make sure that you get some polyacrylic. You can get polyacrylic from anywhere that sells like paint or stain. I think I might have gotten this at Walmart or Lowe's. So it's not hard to find by any means, but is definitely good to have. And I bought like a fairly good size one because, you know, I use it all the time for all different kinds of stuff. And then of course you need ornaments. So I'm going to be using like a little classic round ball, but there are tons of other shapes. I have some others with me to show you. These are the ones that you can buy in like big packs, but there are also like the giant ones from the dollar store. And I prefer the glass ones. I don't think it makes a difference though. I have done them both in plastic and glass, and it has not really made a difference for me durability wise. But I just like glass because I think it's a little bit nicer, especially if you're going to be selling them. But some of you, I know especially like young families like the plastic ones better because they are shatterproof. So this is a big one from the Dollar Tree. They also sell 2 for $1 that are much smaller at the Dollar Tree. And then there's my personal favorite. I have a whole basket of glitter goodies. Hi, Cindy from Michigan. Thanks for joining us. Oh, I bet you did get plenty of snow, huh? You could school the rest of us in snow already, probably. Here is my personal favorite ornament shape, and that is the round disc ornaments. And if you guys are beginners to this and you have never tried glitter ornaments before, this is really the way to go because it's so much easier to apply your vinyl here. You have this big flat surface area, so it really just works out a lot better if you are new to ornaments. And I love these. I really like that you can make your decals a little bit bigger because I cut out a decal for this like little round ornament, and look, it's only like 2 inches by 2 inches. So it's super small because you just don't have a lot of area to work with. But these give you a lot more of that. So you need an ornament, but you can use whatever style or type you would like. And then, of course, you need the good stuff. Glitter! Glitter is the best. If any of you are glitter haters on this live, I'm sorry. I don't understand you. I understand that it's messy and I don't care. I love glitter. But it's okay. You can disagree with me. Tell me in the comments. I don't care. Glitter is what you need for this particular craft. But if you guys have really been in the Facebook groups for more than like 5 minutes around Christmas time, you know that you can do tons of stuff on the inside of ornaments. You can do paint. You can do slightly watered down paint. You can do alcohol ink. You can do glitter. There's tons of different things that you can do inside your ornaments. But we are specifically going to look at glitter this evening. I have some color choices you guys can help me pick out. You need something to let your polyacrylic or whatever liquid you're using drain. So I'm going to be using like little 2-ounce portion cups that you can buy from like Walmart. That's what these guys are. Or this might be Kroger. Yeah, these are from Kroger. But they're the little portion cups that come with a lid. I like these because I think they're really simple and small. I go through like a couple packs a year. You can also use like solo cups. And I have also in the past saved egg cartons to drain your ornaments in upside down. So I'll explain all that when we get there. But you need something to flip your ornament over and let stuff drain out. And then this is optional. Oh wait, hold on, pause. One more thing that's not so optional. So of course your vinyl decal. So mine says Merry and Bright, and I'm gonna weed it, of course, before I put it on our ornament. But you want some sort of vinyl decal and transfer tape if you plan on using a decal, which you don't have to. You could absolutely just make like pretty glitter ornaments without a decal. But I always like vinyl, and I always choose a decal if I'm doing ornaments. And then these are not necessary, but these are really, really helpful. And I forgot to link these for you in the description, but I will do so. These little funnels are essential oil funnels. And these little guys are some of the most helpful tools when making glitter ornaments ever. Basically, you can use these to put your glitter down inside your ornament and not get glitter everywhere. So it might be a little obnoxious if you're using a bunch of different colors of glitter because like you don't want to reuse a funnel for a different color because that can contaminate your colors. But these are super, super helpful. Basically, they're teeny little funnels. And I buy a couple packs of these like every year. I think, and actually I haven't bought any this year, I'm lying. This is from last year, and I think this might be like Does it say like maybe 40 or 50 of these for like $6? So well worth it if you're going to be making a lot of them, because glitter getting it everywhere can be a pain. As much as I love it, you know, my cat and my husband don't really love it when they get glitter on them. So I do try to contain it to an extent, but also if they walk in this craft room, sorry about it, you're probably going to get glitter on you. That's just the fact of life in the Vanover household. So like I said, these are optional, but super helpful. Okay, and I think that's all of our essentials. I'll show you these in a second. Yeah, that's all the really important stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and put you guys up above me so that you have a really good view of the way that we're going to do ornaments. So if you will excuse me for just a second, the phone's going to get really rocky and a little crazy, but I'll fix it in just a moment. So hang on. We might get a little up close and personal. So I'm sorry, friends, but I want to make sure that you have a really great view of making these ornaments, because I think it's a little confusing when you watch a tutorial and it's basically like backwards. It's opposite of you. That is not an easy thing to do. Okay, this is a little tricky. I gotta screw you guys into my little side mount here. Okay, I'm sorry for this motion. Cover your eyes if this makes you sick. Okay. All right. How is your all's view there? Give me just a second to let it settle down. Okay. How is that? What do you guys think? Can you see okay? Let me know. I'm going to plug my microphone back in and clean this up, and we will get started. Sorry guys, just another second. I'm still here. I just want you guys to have a good microphone experience, so I'm plugging in my mic here. But that is a lot better for you. What do you guys think? Can you hear me okay and everything? Let me know. All right. So I have all this crazy stuff all over my desk, and the first thing that I am going to show you is a little hack with the polyacrylic. And by the way, guys, these little wooden pieces on the side here, these are to hold my phone above my head. So if you see those little plastic or those little wooden pieces, that's what they are for. So my first tip when making glitter ornaments is to put the liquid that you are going to use to apply the glitter into a condiment bottle, because that is going to make your life a million times easier. So that's why I have this condiment bottle right here labeled polyacrylic. I just bought it for like 98 cents at Walmart, so they're super easy to find. It just has this little top, and it just makes it so I can pour straight down into the ornament and make it super simple. So I'm going to put some in here and show you guys that. And of course I forgot a spoon, so I'm literally gonna go like really goofy and like dip it out with my portion cup. So this just makes it a lot easier when you're doing, especially when you're doing like a large volume of them. If you're planning on selling them this Christmas, this makes yourself much faster. But there is also another option that I will show you that I also think is really helpful. All right, let's get rid of this mess. That's about all I'm going to use. It's just a couple of tablespoons, because I am only going to make like 1 or 2 ornaments with you guys. So we're not going to be making a ton, but you would probably want to fill that bottle up a good way if you were going to be doing a lot of them. I would say each ornament maybe needs like a tablespoon or so. It's not a whole bunch. So that's all that we're going to start with. And it's a little sloppy, but it's a lot cleaner than if I was pouring that from the can into the ornament. So the first thing that we are going to do is remove the top from our ornament, and we're going to apply that polyacrylic. And then I'm going to get out a little portion cup to dump it in. So Open this up here. And I'm just going to pour in, like I said, maybe around a tablespoon. You can always add more, and since your polyacrylic is clean with no glitter in it, you can always add more, so it's not a big deal. Then you're gonna turn your ornament sideways and you're going to rotate it. And the good thing about pretty much all these liquids is that they are milky, so it's really easy to see what parts of the ornament are covered and what parts are not. So you're just going to start tilting it towards the top so that you're starting to coat near the top. And then you want to have your cup close by because you may need it. You're just going to keep on rotating until you see that all the inside is coated. And then when you're pouring the polyacrylic out the hole, you just want to go really slow so that you can try to coat the inside of even the little neck of the ornament. So the whole thing gets glitter. And as you guys can see, it's got this really milky texture compared to the way it normally is. So you can definitely tell in person that it is all the way covered. And then we're going to spend a couple minutes letting this thing sit down inside the cup so that it can drain. Now, the portion cups are perfect for this size because the neck doesn't quite go all the way to the bottom, but I am going to get a new one so that my polyacrylic has a place to actually drain. Because of course, if the neck of the bottle is like to the level of the polyacrylic, then you're not really going to be able to let it drain. But you want to make sure, you don't want your polyacrylic to dry, but you do want the excess to be able to drip out because you don't want a bunch of extra in there. You just don't need it. Let me check and see if I've got any questions before we move on. Okay, good. You guys can hear me and see me. Great. That's good news. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions, and we are going to move right along. So the next step would be to weed your vinyl. So that's super easy, just like you normally would. I've got my pen here. So this decal ended up being 2 inches by 2 inches. And I can link this for you guys in the description. Also, it is actually a free file from Design Bundles. So it's completely free right now. But be cautious when you choose your design for your ornament because you don't want it to be really, really super fine. This one is like a little bit fine with the font and everything. But you want to be careful not to have too many like flourishes or glyphs in your fonts because it's just not going to be able to translate very well onto a teeny tiny surface. So just be cautious of that when you're picking things out, or even if you're making your own files, if you're choosing fonts, don't pick something super duper fine. So I'm just getting out all the excess. And you'll see like a lot of my little tiny pieces already kind of came out when the Cricut was cutting it because they're just super duper fine. But that's okay. Oh, thank you. Someone says my vantage point is amazing. I know, it's so much more helpful this way. Yes, you are right, Gail. It is not in the description yet because I forgot to put it in there. So I will get it for you when our video is finished. Oh, Heidi is asking about my weeding pen. This is the pin pen from 651vinyl.com. I work full-time for 651 Vinyl, if you guys didn't know that. So I'm always going to be an advocate for their products. But that's because I also think that they are amazing. I was actually a customer for 2 years of 651 Vinyl before I even worked there. So I really do think their products are the best. And this pen, guys, this is a life changer, seriously. It's basically a pen body with a stainless steel tipped needle at the end, and that allows you to weed stuff that is super fine and go a lot faster than a traditional hook. So I love it. All right, so once your design is weeded, of course, you're going to apply the transfer tape, and we will do this part last. So we'll set this aside, but that gave our little ornament good time to dry. I'm just gonna cut it on out. Okay. Then use my squeegee. Yes, those of you who are Pin Pen fans, I know that you will stand with me on that. Oh no, if you lost your Pin Pen, you better order another one. Oh, and those of you who are 651 Vinyl customers, if you are watching this live right now, there is a sale on Softflex HTV until midnight Eastern time tonight. So if you haven't tried that, make sure that you go try it. Plus, the sale is 20% off, y'all. We never do 20% off sales. That is huge. So make sure you go grab some of that. And if you need other stuff, of course, add it in there as well. The code for that is SOFTFLEX, SOFTFLEX. That's the promo code to get 20% off of Softflex. That's both sides sheets, 20% off either size, 12 by 12 or 12 by 24. So make sure you go grab that. That reminded me when somebody said that they lost their Pin Pen, make sure that you go and grab one of those during the sale. Oh, Victoria wants to know, hi Corinne, thanks for joining me. Let's see. Victoria wants to know what kind of transfer tape I am using. This is the clear medium tack from 651vinyl.com. It is by far our best seller, and I will be honest, you guys, I am a believer. I used to love our medium tack blue grid transfer tape, and though it's still great, I still really enjoy it. I bought a roll of this to try for screen printing because it's a little bit less tacky, and this has become my brand new favorite. So I highly, highly advocate for this if you haven't tried it yet. So it's good stuff. Any other questions? Yes, Aaron, I'm with you. Oh, Aaron, thanks so much for joining me. I know you from the Facebook group. All right, guys, looks like you're welcome, Victoria. All right, so that's a great starting point. So check out the way that our ornament is going. I don't know how well you guys can see, but there is some polyacrylic kind of pulling up on one side because I had it tilted off to the side. So it's best if it can sit straight down like this to dry. So we'll give it another couple minutes to drip because we really don't want anything more than what we absolutely need in that ornament. So next we can pick our glitter color. Hello. I brought some options for you. You guys can help me vote. All right. So I stuck with some traditional Christmas colors and I love glitter. So we are using a gold decal. So obviously that's going to rule out our gold. So we have a couple of options. Let's check these out. So let's see. Sorry, guys. I was reading some of your comments. I know you can't see me. Oh, thank you, Barbara. I'm so glad you love them. All right, so we've got some options here. As far as fine glitter goes, I did grab some white. This is Golden Opal from sassincrafts.com. Such a gorgeous white glitter. I love it. And these other two are from Glitter Buy Mamaboss. And I believe, so Metallic Cherry I think I just bought on her site, but Elf is from her last year's winter box. And I actually never even opened it. So what do you guys think about green versus red? What color do we want with our gold, merry, and bright decal? Tell me in the comments what you think. Anyone? Courtney says red. Red and gold is the best. Okay. Ooh, you guys are, oh, you're like totally split. Okay, I have an idea, guys. Tell me what you think about this. So what if we do green and gold together, and then I will show you how to do a two-toned glitter ornament. It'll be a little bit of an experiment because sometimes it can be tricky to guess, but then I can do this candy cane chunky mix along with red toward the top. So what do you think about that? You cool? Trisha says yes. Okay, so we'll do a second one. So let me set that up really quick. While this one's drying, I will start another one so that we can do that. And in fact, no, I'm lying to you. We're going to stick with the small round ornaments so that they are the same. Okay, I'm sorry this is loud, guys. My microphone's like right next to this box. And this is just a big box of ornaments that I bought at like Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I have no idea. That's where I always get mine from. I've heard you can get them from Amazon, which makes sense because you can get like everything on the planet from Amazon. But you guys, I am angry with Amazon. I ordered this super cool tripod that I was going to use for lives because I'm so short that my tripod really like isn't tall enough that I use. Not this one, the one that sits like right in front of my table. And so I ordered it on Monday and it was like, okay, next day shipping. It was going to be here Tuesday and I was going to use it for this live and I was so pumped. And then those little jokesters lost my order. I'm upset. I'm upset. But anyways, I'll have to buy it from somewhere else because it was a really, really cool tripod. So we're going to do the same process with the second ornament that we are setting up for the two-toned ornament. I kind of thought you guys might want to do that, so I was kind of prepared for that one. But we're going to set it up the same way that we set up the other one, where all we do is just go sideways and just make sure that the whole inside is coated. Now you'll see in some tutorials where they just cover the hole with their thumb and shake it around. I am not a big fan of that method because I think you get a lot of bubbles that way. But that's a way to do it. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm not a fan of bubbles, so I don't do things that cause bubbles. But you'll probably see some tutorials like that if you've watched any number of these on the internet. These things are like a rite of passage, like I was saying at the very beginning. Hey, Michelle, thanks for joining me. Oh, you guys are super excited about our two-tone idea. Okay, good deal. So this is like my kind of full polyacrylic cup. And when I'm done, I can pour a lot of this back into my bottle because like I said, before you introduce glitter, all this polyacrylic stays clean. So I could technically put it back in the container or back in my condiment bottle. But once you introduce glitter, I do not recommend putting anything back together because glitter is the herpes of the craft world. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it, and you're never gonna get rid of it. So if you don't want to contaminate your entire bottle of like floor wax with glitter, I don't suggest that you put it back. So just saying. So that's a great question. Erin wants to know how long it takes to dry fully. So after I glitter, I leave the top of the ornament off for at least 24 hours. Honestly, you want to let it get as set as you can. And we'll talk about that in a few minutes. You do not want your polyacrylic to completely dry before you put your ornament in. You just want it to drip out. But then after you apply the glitter, that's when you want it to completely dry. Oh, you're welcome, Peggy. I'm so glad that you're excited. All right, folks, let's get this show on the road. So we have mostly drained our little guy. There's like some gathering up around the neck of the ornament, but that's okay. Not a big deal. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to show you guys how I use my essential oil funnel. Oh, I forgot something. So these are syringes that you get from the pharmacy to administer things like cough medicine. This is another option. If you were only making a couple ornaments at a time, you can use your medicine syringe to take polyacrylic straight from the container and then basically inject it right into your ornament. So that's an option too. If you don't have a condiment bottle, you may have some of these free from the pharmacy. So that's an option too. You can also buy these, but since you can get them from the pharmacy for free, I think you can just ask for them. I don't suggest buying them. But that's just a thought for you guys. All right. So the other thing with glitter ornaments is that, like I said, once you introduce glitter, you don't want to put it back. You don't want to put it back with polyacrylic, and you don't usually want to put polyacrylic-y glitter back into your glitter container. I hope that was good enough English for you guys to understand what I'm saying. Hey sis, thanks so much for joining me. You guys, my husband's aunt, Barbara Horton, is the bomb. She's one of my favorite people on this planet, and she's joining us. And Rhonda, you guys, this is so exciting. What an exciting day. I'm so glad you guys got to join me. All right, so we are going to open up this bag. You guys know Rhonda Mobley, right? She's one of the admins in our Facebook group. And you guys, she is like the bomb.com. Rhonda has been around since basically 651 was born, and she is so knowledgeable and amazing. So if you don't know her, make sure that you get to know her because she rocks. So you're going to take your little essential oil funnel and you're going to stick it down into the neck of your ornament. And guys, look how perfectly that fits in there. Like that is just so great because it basically keeps your glitter from like going all over the place. It's fantastic. I personally don't usually wash these out only because I just don't believe you're ever going to fully get rid of the glitter. But if you are one of those crazy glitter hoarders who will not waste a single grain of glitter, then feel free to do that. You know, that's fine. Do what you want to do. Oh, you're welcome, Rhonda. Oh, hello from Trinidad. How cool, Nicholas. Thank you so much for joining us. So I'm going to sprinkle some glitter in here, and I would say that I'm going to sprinkle like less than a tablespoon. I like to tend to be conservative so that I'm not wasting a ton of glitter. So I'll show you guys the final amount when I'm done. But I'm just going to pour straight from the bag. It's a little easier to do it from the bag in my opinion because it's a little bit more of a narrow pour. And sometimes when you get these little funnels, you got to like tap it down into the ornament. That's not quite enough. Let's do a little bit more. And I like to use fine glitter in my ornaments, but I am not a fan of extra fine glitter just because I don't think that it's dense enough like around the outside of the ornament. So I like just regular fine glitter. But you can use extra fine if that's all you have. And this one is great, especially if you have like craft glitter that's not super high quality. This is a great way to get rid of it and to try and practice. So just for reference, that is how much glitter, I don't know if that's very helpful for you guys, but that is how much glitter is in my ornament. So I would say it's around a tablespoon, not a ton. And we're going to use the same method that we did with the polyacrylic. We're basically just going to turn it sideways and rotate the ornament. And then you'll see that the polyacrylic does a great job of grabbing all that glitter and just making it stick. So, and look how beautiful that coat is, you guys. It's so pure and like just amazingness. This is my first craft for Christmas this year, you guys, and I have missed it dearly. Like I said, Christmas always sneaks up on me, and it kind of like, I'm always like a little Christmas apprehensive. I'm like, oh dear Lord, I can't believe it's that time already. And then all of a sudden I'm like, yes, Christmas, you are here, and I'm so excited. So as you guys can see, I'm getting near the end, so I want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just doing the same sort of thing where I start to tip it down this way so that we can move the glitter toward the neck of the ornament. And I'm going to hold it over top of my little portion cup so that when the glitter spills out, it doesn't get everywhere. It looks like we may have to add a little bit more, folks. So the good thing about a really good coat of polyacrylic is you can always go back and add a little more glitter. And wherever glitter is not, if your polyacrylic is well coated on the inside, you don't really have to worry about getting it to stick a second time. It just works out really nicely. So I'm just kind of tapping it to get the insides out and to let any excess out, because you don't want to leave a bunch of excess glitter in there. That is not necessarily a good thing, because it just doesn't really do anything. Like, it's not really helpful. Oh no, maybe we did okay, guys. All right, Deanna says she just joined. How long after you put the poly in did you add the glitter? I don't know, guys. What did I wait, like 5 minutes or so? You want to give it enough time, basically until it looks evenly coated and there's no little pools inside. So I would say after you flip it upside down, maybe 5 minutes. Erin wants to know, okay, thank you, Brandy. Yes, these are glass ornaments. I like glass, but I honestly don't think it makes a difference. I've done it with both plastic and glass, and I think they both work great. So whatever your guys' preference is, you do you. So I'm tapping it, I'm turning it and tapping it so that as it falls out the neck, it's coating the neck as well, which of course that's going to be covered by the ornament top. So you're not necessarily going to see it, but I like to coat as much as it can. And that's pretty much it, y'all. That's pretty simple, right? So here's our final result of our first ornament. How amazing is this? Like, it really is just so well coated. And that's what I like about that fine glitter. So for those of you who are just joining us, I prefer fine glitter over extra fine glitter because I just don't think that extra fine glitter does the best job of coating it. I really like the look of the fine glitter better, but that is totally up to you and your preference. So now I'm gonna let this dry upside down for the next 24 hours, at least 24 hours, in fact, to make sure that the inside of this is super, super dry. You do not wanna put that top on before then, because if you do, you can end up like the inside can get gross over time. Because especially if you're selling these, guys, remember that you want your customers to be pretty happy with these and you want them to last for several years. So, you know, if you put it on wet because you're rushing, that's really not going to be a good quality product for your customers. But the good news is you don't have to wait to put your decal on. You can straight put your decal on while the ornament is wet, and it's great. So we're letting our second two-toned ornament that we're going to do in a couple minutes continue to stay upside down, and then we're going to put on this little decal. So I'm going to show you guys some strategies for that. So the first thing that's helpful is that I do like to anchor something on both sides. I honestly typically do this like in my lap, like hold this in my lap or like on carpet, because I can kind of anchor my ornament a little bit, but I can anchor it between these two little glitter bags, I think. Or I may have to like get a little janky or something and try something different, but I do like to give a little bit of stability to it. And then I've got my decal. So first things first, of course, I'm going to peel it off the backing and hope that nothing rips, because it is a little bit fine. But I cut extra just in case. And honestly, guys, I haven't done this since last year. I've made many, many ornaments, but it's been since like probably last December that I made my last one. Especially when you're new to this, make sure that you cut extra decals, because this is definitely, applying the decals is a tricky process. It's no joke. So, you know, don't feel bad if you mess this up, because putting little tiny designs on round objects is just not an easy thing to do. My maker apparently cut my vinyl a little too deep and made it difficult. That's okay. All right, much better. So I have my decal, and the first thing that I am going to do, and also you guys, my screen looks like a mess. Let me clean it up for you really quick, because if that were me, I'd be like, where should I be looking? There's a lot going on down here. Let me clean it up for y'all a little bit. Okay. That's a little bit better. So the first thing I'm going to do is trim away any excess transfer tape, because excess transfer tape on a round surface is not your friend. Okay, it's not your friend. So you want to trim off any of those sides that you can get rid of. You want to leave a little, well, okay, let me say that with caution. You want to leave a little bit of space around your decal, but not a ton of space, because I'm going to show you a strategy in just a second to help you apply to a round surface. But if you have like this big sheet of transfer tape, it's really going to make your job a lot harder. So, yeah. And this is my method. If you guys have ideas, like let people know how you do this, because there are lots of ways to make glitter ornaments. This is the way that I'm showing you, but I am not the only person on the planet who knows how to do this. So help other crafters out if they have questions. Let's see what questions we have. Oh, thank you guys for answering questions. Yes, this works great with plastic ornaments as well. And someone let you know that it's polyacrylic. Thank you, Shelly. I'm glad you love it. The decal is 2x2. Oh, you guys are good. You already told her. Thank you. All right. Yeah, Michelle, seriously, I'm definitely a messy crafter. I'm a really organized person, so people always think it's funny that I get messy when I craft. Like, I destroy this room. If you guys were facing the other way in my craft room, you may have gotten a glimpse. It's like wild in here because I've been crafting away. But anyway, so now that I have my decal trimmed, you can see that there's a little bit of transfer tape around the outside, but not much. The next thing that you can do to help yourself is cut little slits all the way around the transfer tape. And that's going to help it contour to the curves a little bit better. So you just want to make little slits pretty much only around the outside. I don't know that you could or would want to make slits inside the design, but this will help it contour to the sphere shape a little bit better. And this is a good tip for even like wine glasses, pretty much anything round this works on. So just lots of little slits. Be careful not to cut your decal. And that's it. That's a really, really big help for contouring, because then you can kind of lay things down. So let me explain to you my typical vinyl application method. The way that I like to do it is I like to hold the decal like this. So almost in like the shape of a horseshoe. And then when I put decals down, I like to start from, I still hold that shape. I like to put the center down, and then I like to let down one side and then the other, so I can go nice and slow. And if I run into problems, I can stop before I've laid down my entire decal. So that's my advice to you in general. And that's what I'm going to do on this little guy. And I'm sorry, let me make sure that you guys can see and it's not just my head. Sometimes my head gets in the way of applying. Yep. Okay. So I'll lean my head back a little bit. So you're just going to do the best you can. I'm going to stabilize with my other fingers. And you're just going to do the best you can with centering and stuff like that. Like I said, especially if you're new, make sure that you cut some extra decals, because this is like not that easy to do. So I'm going to start by laying my decal down in the center where I think looks good, and press it down just a little with my fingers. Then I'll let down the left side and then the right side. Okay, so I'm just barely tacking it down, and then I can kind of take my time and work my transfer tape in the way that I need to work it in. And this may even be a little bit too big of a piece of transfer tape. And these little things, these are going to be a pain in my butt. Uh-oh, guys. Hold on, pause. We may have to do this again. That's why I cut more than one. See if I get this part done. Yeah, we'll try to work with it. So it's pretty forgiving, especially because this transfer tape is not super sticky, which is great. Nope. Guys, it looks terrible. But I promise it works. You just have to really work it down. And I didn't do a very good job of applying that. All right, people, we're trying again. Okay, I'm going to peel this off and we're going to do another decal. You guys, I'll be honest, I cut 3 of these because I knew there was a good possibility I would mess this up. I don't make as many ornaments as some other crafters do, so I am not a super duper pro. I mean, I get it done, no problem, but I am not as professional as some of you guys, because the one Christmas season that I sold crafty items, I did, a fair number of these, but I didn't do like a huge excess number. Some of you guys can glitter ornament me under the table. I know that, and that's okay. Believe it or not, even though I work for 651 Vinyl, I'm just a regular crafter. I have a lot of things I love to do and I'm great at, and some not so much. I tell people this all the time too. I really feel like crafting is like a journey of troubleshooting. So basically it's like, okay, well, I know how to do this. And then you get into something and it screws up and you basically just have to be good at fixing things. That's the way that I see it. It's been a fun little journey for me because I used to be, and still am sometimes, a super duper terrible perfectionist. And I say terrible because I would drive myself up the wall if things weren't an absolute perfection. And so crafting has been so good for me because I no longer keep with that philosophy. I really try to just have fun and make something that I like, but don't worry so much about being perfect. Because that takes all the fun out, Nobody wants to not enjoy themselves because things aren't perfect. And the other thing is they are handmade and they're probably never going to be. So that's the reality of it also. Try to move it so you guys can see what I'm doing a little bit. But I'm just weeding my design just like I did last time. I cut 3 of the exact same Marion Brights because I know the drill, y'all. And I mess things up too. Oh, that's smart, Victoria. I could have just done the other side. You right. Good call. That would have been easy. But I enjoy overthinking things and making them extra hard. Just kidding. That's just what I do. Hi, Mary. Thanks for joining me from Indiana. So you're not too far away, depending on where you are in the state. I am in Louisville, Kentucky. I love having you guys on live comments because you teach me so much. Like, you say so many things and I'm like, oh my gosh, that was so obvious. Thank you so much for saying that. You are too, Brandy. Yes, I get, yes, Brandy, I totally see that. Brandy says that she's a perfectionist and that's why it's taken her so long to get into crafting, because you also know that about yourself and it can drive you crazy. But once you get in, you can't stop. That is so true. So true. But guys, it really is all about having fun. So just try not to drive yourself too nuts out about it if you can help it, because that takes the fun away. All right. So for those of you who were asking earlier, this is our clear medium good Lord, words are hard. This is our clear medium tag transfer tape, and it is my absolute favorite. I am a convert because I used to love blue grid more than anything else, because I used to think that the blue grid really did help me. And I guess that could be true, but the grids, because you're never going to get them like perfectly straight, I think they actually make it harder. But that could just be me. All right, friends. So let's try this again. I'm going to peel off this side. Okay, so Beth says that she presses the middle, then the top. Ah, okay. Let's try that. Hi, Diane from Casper, Wyoming. How neat. All right. So we're going to try Beth's way, and we're going to try from the top down instead of side to side. Let's see how that works. All right, and I've also, after I trim off my additional transfer tape, oh, my M got a little messed up there. That's okay. This is just for showing you purposes, so it's fine. I'm going to leave the M the way it is, and I know it's messed up. It's okay. So I'm going to trim the sides, and I'm going to try to make bigger slits. I see that some people have better luck with like lots of larger slits instead of tons of smaller ones. So let's give that a shot. All right. So I trim this one a little closer so there's a little less transfer tape. And let's try and cut some larger slits here. We'll try cutting bigger slits like side to side and see how we do with that. Oh my goodness, y'all. I might have to fix this M. Okay, I said that wasn't going to drive me crazy, and I'm not a perfectionist, but that might be a little far. We'll see. But then I'm probably going to rip it if I try. So, yep. Okay, guys, I'm going to be like Elsa. Got to let it go. You with me? All right. So let's try this again. So I have this propped between two glitter bags just to simply keep it from rolling all over the place. And I'm going to start by putting the center down, and then from Beth's suggestion, we are going to try doing the top and then going toward the bottom instead of side to side. So let's give it a shot. So we have the top applied. So let's move toward the sides. And guys, you're going to get some wrinkles and stuff in your transfer tape simply because this is a round object and transfer tape is not round. So you're not going to get an absolute, like it's going to look like a little bit of a mess just because you're putting something flat onto something round. So don't worry about that too much. So far it's worked a little bit better to start from the top and work our way down. So let's try to get the transfer tape a little smooth over Mary. And then, Beth, do you take it off as you go? You press the middle and then the sides without putting the other side down. Okay, so yeah, so there's lots of different ways to do it. Beth says to now pull the transfer tape away from the top. Okay, so that we have flexibility to do the bottom. I see what you're saying, Beth. I like it, I like it. So that's a spot where we cut a slit, so that's why it's ripped there. And then we'll work it off the top where we've already finished, and then we'll work our way down. Yeah, let's go down the center maybe. I need another slit there. So this is one of those things that you're just going to have to work at, guys. It's not going to be a super smooth application, like I said. So just be ready to take your time and relax. Don't worry about just slapping it on there, you know, like the way that you would maybe just slap on like a tumbler decal or something that's a little simpler. Because shapes are hard. All right, so we've got that middle down a little bit better. So we'll peel back the transfer tape away from those, and then we'll get to this tricky bottom part. And so now that we have transfer tape pulled away from some of the other pieces, we have a little more flexibility here when applying the bottom. So you can do, you can go in whatever direction you feel is best. This is also going to be dependent upon your design. So just try some different methods, experiment with what works best for you. And, but the key here is still to cut slits in your transfer tape, go slow, and do one part of the design at a time. So regardless of which direction you go, that's still the technique that you want to take away from this. And I'm not going to try to take a squeegee to it or anything. If you really felt like you needed to, you could maybe do that. But I don't want to damage this thin vinyl. And I don't want to damage the vinyl that I've already put on to the ornament. Okay. So there she is, folks. It's a little bit tricky and a little bit tedious, but it's not impossible to apply vinyl to an ornament. And yes, I know my M's messed up. It's okay. It's bothering my soul a little bit. I'm going to try to let it go because I just told you guys I'm trying not to be a perfectionist. So that's the final, that's like the final basics of an ornament. So I'll get a little closer and show you guys the full thing. So like I was saying before, I would leave the top off of this for the next 24 hours at least. And then when you go to put the top back on, you see these little wire pieces can sometimes like scrape the glitter as it's going back in. So one thing that you can do to help that is, first of all, pinch these as you're putting it in the neck of the ornament, but you can also put little dots of hot glue on this end and on this end, and that helps it not be so sharp when you stick it back down into the glitter. And if the glitter is fully dry, you shouldn't have a problem scraping it off. But sometimes, you know, if the application's not great, if these are super sharp, they still might rip it a little bit. So the hot glue is always a good trick to keep in mind. So just a little dot here and a little dot here so that you kind of blunt the ends as you put it back into the ornament. But yeah, those are the basics. So let's move on to the two-tone ornament. This is going to be fun, and it's going to be a little bit of an experiment because that's how these things always work. So we're going to apply the same techniques that we applied last time, except we're just going to put in one glitter color at a time, and we're going to put in a little bit less. Let's see if we have any questions. Thanks, sis. I'm glad that you were able to join us. Oh, Rhonda cuts her little wire so that they're not so long. That's genius. Yes, Mary, there will be a full replay when this uploads to YouTube, so no worries. I know, Mike, isn't Beth awesome? Look at her go. She's all kinds of help. And Daphne had some suggestions too. So if you guys are new to this, oh, Terry says, try laying the bulb inside the center of a roll of masking tape. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, depending on the size of your ornament, that's a great tip. So look at you guys. See, I told you. Some of you guys could glitter ornament me under the table because you guys are such pros. So I'm so glad that you're here to give everyone so much help. I love it. It's great. All right, so we're going to use another essential oil funnel again for this other glitter, but I'll tell you, sometimes the chunky glitter, this does not work super great. So we may not, it may not work as well with the chunky glitter because it's going to kind of get stuck. So I'll still tap it in there, but it may be a little bit of a pain. You sit up for me, maybe? No? Okay, no. No is the answer. All right, so we're going to pour a little of this mix in, and we're going to go super light with how much we pour in, and we are going to aim to pour it straight down into the bulb as much as possible, because we don't want a ton of the glitter to hit the sides of the ornament. We want to go straight toward the bottom, and that's another reason why these funnels are so great, because you can kind of aim the funnel in the direction that you want to go. And so I'll show you guys what that means in the second one. Because with the red glitter, it'll be a little more obvious. Oh, good. It's going straight in through this thing. So we're just going to we're starting with a little tiny bit of this chunky glitter. And if you guys are wondering, this is from Glitter Buy Mamaboss, and it's a chunky mix called Candy Cane. So you're still going to tip it sideways, but you're going to try to keep it around the bottom, and you're just going to turn it and expand it a little bit at a time. You want to go a good bit slower than you did with your just the plain fine glitter, so that you don't get too much of a spread up toward the top. And as it starts to fall and run out, it's going to give you like a nice little spread of this glitter, which will look really, really pretty with the red. So just kind of let it fall naturally. You're not going to have a ton of control over it, but that's what makes these so gorgeous, is like they can be so pretty. And if you tap a little bit, some of that excess will start to spill up the sides. And those are my favorite kind of ornaments, when you can kind of get a little bit of almost like an ombre, like you would on a tumbler. I love the way that looks. So I'm going to work this glitter as much as I can, because anything that's excess, I'm going to have to pour the red glitter in here next. And when I pour in the extra red, this can mix together and go all the way up the side of the ornament. So you want to get as much of the chunky mix stuck to the polyacrylic as possible. So I'm just kind of tapping it, especially from the very bottom center where most of it is going to pool. And I'm tapping kind of hard so that you're not leaving anything there in the bottom. We're starting to get a little bit of a climb, but not too bad. So you guys can see I barely put any glitter in there, and look what a great spread I have already. So it really just doesn't take all that much glitter. So doesn't that look great? I love it. I love making two-toned ornaments. That's one of my favorite things to do. And then we're going to come in just like we normally would with our fine glitter. And I'm going to use the same funnel because I'm mixing the glitters together. So it's okay if I get another, grain or two of the chunky mix in there. Whoop, I got to open up Cherry. All right, my friends. So then we're going to start with the same principle, the way that we started this. There's really no way to control the metallic cherry as it goes in. So we're just going to hope that we had a good application of our chunky mix. And we can put slightly less glitter in there because we already have the bottom coated. And so in theory, when your coat of polyacrylic is good, nothing should stick where the chunky is, because there's already glitter there. Might need a little bit more. All right. So we'll work with that. So maybe I put like a half of a tablespoon in there versus the way that I did it last time. So that's how it looks before we get started. I'll tap a little bit of extra in there. And then we just follow the same technique. We're just going to turn it sideways and cover all of the glitter, or cover all of the glitter. We're going to cover all of the glass. And the really neat thing about applying the chunky mix first is that the glitter is going to go behind it and really make that chunky pop. So that's why it's beneficial to use a chunky mix with the same colors as your fine glitter, because that way the fine glitter like really highlights the chunky mix. If you use some contrasting colors, it might look a little bit funky. So I'm still just spinning and tilting toward the neck of the ornament, and some of the glitter is starting to spill out. I have a feeling I probably put way too much in there. But remember, once your glitter and your polyacrylic start to mix together, you can't put this glitter back in the same bag. So I'm going to go ahead and just pour it right on top of my green. So I'm just spinning it until no more excess comes out, and then I'll tap it somewhat. I'm not going to tap the bottom of this one to get excess out as hard as I did the other one because I don't want to disturb the chunky glitter. But I still don't want to leave a ton of extra in there. So I'll do what I have to, but I'm not maybe going to be quite as firm with it as I was with the other one. Hang on, guys. I see you have some questions. I'll come back. Thanks, Mike. Mike says, let it go. You know it, Mike. You know me, that drives me crazy, but I'm trying to get better. Okay, so I'm starting to pour out some of the chunky glitter, so I'm going to stop there because I risk getting some blank spots with that. And here is our final result, you guys. Look how pretty this is. I just absolutely love it. I love the way that that turned out and how fun that is on the bottom there. I think it looks great. And again, like I said, you're probably never going to get a perfect ombre line all the way around the bottom because you just can't entirely control how the glitter falls. But some of that is the beauty of it, is that it's just totally whatever, like however it ends up, that's just what you're going to end up with. In that doesn't even make sense. But you know what I'm saying? Like whatever you put in there, you're just going to play with it and make it into something beautiful. It's not going to be as controlled as some other things that you can do in crafting. So the color of red that I use there is Metallic Cherry from Glitter Buy Mamaboss, and the chunky mix is called Candy Cane by Glitter Buy Mamaboss. And so I got this last Christmas, so hopefully she still has both of these colors. It's been a while since I've looked at her Christmas stuff. But yeah, so that's pretty much all that I have. So put any last questions in there and I will answer those real quick for you. I just love the way that looks in the light, y'all. I'm so excited. And I don't have another decal for this one, so I'm not going to decal it yet. I'll let this sit upside down and start to dry. But I don't want to get any more polyacrylic on it. Okay, I'll just set it like tilted in this one because I don't want to get any extra polyacrylic up in the neck of it. All right, friends, let's see what questions you have for me. Diane says, I'm so new to all of this and haven't even made my first tumbler yet. I just joined at the end of the last ornament. Did you get some kind of adhesive inside the bulb? So yes, so the long and short of it, thank you guys so much. I'm so glad that you love it. I'll answer that in just a second, Beth. So Diane, basically what you do is you, this will be a full replay when this is finished, so you can go back and watch it. But basically you want to use polyacrylic. That's the best high quality stuff to get for this. You can get that anywhere where they sell paint and stain. And you are going to coat the inside of the ornament and let it drip out for about 5 minutes. And then you're going to put your glitter inside and rotate it, turn it sideways until the whole thing coats. Then you're going to tap out the excess and that's it. So it's a pretty simple process. And so Beth wants to know how long it will take to dry. And so I leave the top off the ornament for a minimum of 24 hours. If you have longer than that, then that is even better because you want the inside to be completely dry and set for longevity of your ornaments. And Gail wants to know, how long can you keep the polyacrylic in the bottle? I would think as long as you have a lid. I don't know. I've never found a maximum. So you guys will have to let me know if you've ever had your polyacrylic dry out. But as long as the seal is good, I think for like a while, I will take my container of polyacrylic and probably use a screwdriver and kind of smack down the lid, kind of like you would a paint can. But just make sure that your seal's good. Thank you guys so much. That looks like that's like the majority of your questions. Thank you, Beth, Diane, Mike, Gail, Brandy, Mary, Daphne, Sis / Barbara, Rhonda, There's so many of you guys joining me, so thank you so much for hanging out. And Amy Lambert, thank you for answering that question. And Terry, oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. And I have had so much fun with you. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please make sure that you subscribe to DIY Alex for more like Cricut crafts, tutorials, shenanigans, all kinds of other fun stuff. And if you are a bride or if you are helping plan a wedding, like a mother of the bride, mother of the groom, anything like that, then please be sure to join my Cricut Brides and Wedding Crafts group. You can find that on facebook.com/Cricut Brides and Wedding Crafts because that's a really super fun group that I started recently where we are working and talking through DIYing your wedding, and I am making some special video content for them. So join that group, or you can of course hang out with me in the 651 Vinyl Facebook group or follow me on Facebook for all the other stuff that is going on in the world of DIY Alex. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you guys next time. And now I have to end my video. Hold on, guys. I have to end it on my phone. All right, friends, have a good evening. Bye.